What does bipolar 1 mean?
It means I have full-blown manic and depressive episodes that last longer than 2 weeks.
Whoa.
Oh. Yeah, some last months at a time.
Yeah.
And Matt's a good time when he's manic. Matt's a fun time. I remember one time I saw Matt, it was like 10 o'clock on a Tuesday. He goes, I'm going to an all-night rave. You want to come? I go, it's Tuesday, Matt. We're not going to a rave here.
Oh, I did. I went to the rave.
Yeah.
He goes, I'm on the moon where I'm at, baby. Days don't matter.
Yeah, I found some fucking idiots to go with. I don't think I ever went alone. But yeah, I had like this after hours connect, and I would go to...
You're like, I was manic. I wasn't a loser.
That's the worst to be a bipolar nerd.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, I'm still cool, dude.
You're listening to the Dear Buddies podcast.
You will grow from boys into men.
Whatever, dude. What does that look? Don't get weird on me.
Hey, buddy.
For all those questions you can't bring yourself to ask your friends, ask your buddies.
Hello, welcome back to the Dear Buddies podcast. We're pumped. We got a great guest in studio, but before we get going, hit us up on YouTube. YouTube.com/Dear Buddies podcast. Also, get on our Instagram at Dear Buddies podcast. There's a link there that has all of our stuff, plus our Patreon. We do a lot of fun stuff on the Patreon, a bonus episode every week. So make sure you check that out. All that stuff is on our Instagram at Dear Buddies podcast. Fun stuff coming up. New look in the studio. We revamped a little bit, so hopefully it looks good.
I'm glad we're embracing the Joe Rogan, and I like it.
Yeah, the one thing I wanted, I was like, you know what? I'm not close enough to Chris's face.
I will get a bear in the background soon, not just Mike.
We got rid of the table that was, I'm pretty sure it was used in the Last Supper, and now we have space.
But now we can see people.
I just can't tell my brother we threw that out because he'll have a heart
It's
attack.
sitting right there in that other office.
Big heart attack.
Well, we know
about
he
that.
doesn't watch or listen to the podcast, so
Or
there's nothing to worry about
or
for
like
that.
me as a person, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But now I can see our guest in the face, which I'm pretty pumped about.
Yeah.
It's a good-looking kid we got today.
Great face.
Take it away.
It's the hilarious Matt Pavich. How are you, buddy?
Thank you.
Very,
Thank you
very
much, guys.
funny.
Matty
Thank you.
Pavich,
Comic.
from Queens, New York, baby.
Queens, killer Queens.
Born and raised?
Born and raised, baby.
Wow.
And you got an album that just came out.
Got an album's coming out, came out, it's out. the
Crushing it.
special's out.
Crushing
The
it.
Reels God. They call me the Reels God. In the streets.
Yeah, call him Matty Reels. Matty
Reels.
Instagrams.
What's the
Matty
reels?
and
I don't
Sam.
know this. I've never called you that.
I just posted a bunch of reels that are doing well on Instagram.
From your album?
From my album, yeah.
And you're the realest guy I know.
Oh,
Hey, there it is.
Welcome to the podcast.
That's what Queens does for you.
Well, speaking of reels and being real,
let's be real.
we want to be real with you today,
Be
and we
real.
appreciate you being here because this is a tough thing for a lot of people, I think, to talk
Yeah.
about. But we're going to talk today about mental health, which I don't think a lot of guys tend to. I don't know if you would have experienced that at all, like the stigma with men talking about like depression or anxiety or mental health. It seems to be something that like guys aren't necessarily.
No, we're from Queens. You go to the bar.
You
That's
go
your
to the
mental health, yeah.
bar And you smoke some pot in a garage.
Which
and
probably doesn't help.
doesn't help.
No.
It
if you-
exacerbates. Is that the right word? Yeah.
Ask him. I don't
Yeah,
know.
and if your wife cooks the meatloaf too much, you flip the table over. And that's how you show her that, hey, do it better next time.
Well,
Yeah.
You don't talk to her.
Well, I am
you need a wife for that.
mentally ill.
Yeah.
I am mentally ill.
Well, that's why we were happy you gracing us here is because
Yeah.
you have
Bipolar.
you're bipolar
1.
Bipolar 1.
Yeah.
The OG.
The OG good shit.
What does bipolar 1 mean?
It means I have full-blown manic and depressive episodes that last longer than 2 weeks.
Whoa.
Oh.
Yeah, some last months at a time.
Yeah,
And
he's
Matt's a
been
good time when he's manic. Matt's a fun time. I remember one time I saw Matt, it was like 10 o'clock on a Tuesday. He goes, I'm going to an all-night rave. You want to come? I go, it's Tuesday, Matt. We're not going to a rave here.
Oh, I did. I went to the rave.
Yeah.
He goes, I'm on the moon where I'm
No,
at,
I
baby.
found-
Days don't matter.
Yeah, I found some fucking idiots to go with. I don't think I ever went alone. But yeah, I had like this after hours connect, and I would go to.
You're like,
it
I was
after
manic. I
10.
wasn't a loser.
I said
That's the
mental
worst to be a
illness, not
bipolar
mental-
nerd.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, I'm still cool, dude.
Is there a library that's 24 hours? I gotta go. I gotta go on the internet.
So what is it like? Because you're obviously not manic now. I would imagine. Like,
I am not. No.
How could I tell, or the regular person, how would they know if somebody was in a manic state or not?
Yeah, I mean, I can only talk about my
Right,
personal
sure.
symptoms or telltale signs. I'll be smoking a lot. I'll be talking way faster than normal, way more than normal. I'll be saying just like things that are would incite anger out of people. Like I'm trying to start shit. Like I'm just like.
Really?
Yeah,
I mean, that's every guy in Queens, so I don't really know what the difference is.
You're poking
No,
the
but
bear.
I'm poking the bear. Yeah, I'm trying to get under your skin. I'm being inflammatory, to say the least.
Wow.
I wear a bandana.
Wait a minute. There's clothing.
He's got his bipolar
accessories,
bandana, yeah.
accessories.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'll be wearing
Well,
some
what color?
accessories, all different types.
What color?
I don't know. I don't know if he's undecided. Red on one side, blue on the other.
It's like,
I have one that's
Pavic has
red, white,
joined the
and blue.
Warriors. Let's get him out of here.
You have a red, white, and blue.
It's the Croatian flag.
I was gonna say.
I thought it was American. I got pumped for a second.
I thought I was like, is
At
this
least
guy
he's a patriot when he's bipolar.
Yeah, maybe. Is he bipolar or French? Who knows? Yeah, I have
What's
no
happened
idea.
to Matt? He's a Republican. All right.
Oh, he's going through one.
I remember Phil Duckett said something very funny to me once. He goes, "You were you swaggy as hell when you manic, man." I thought you looked cool. Then everybody's telling me you manic. I was like, all right, fuck it. He looks cool though.
When
He's like maybe a little manic. Maybe like he's a little bit of manic.
I seen you one time when you were manic, and I didn't know what to do
Where were we?
at Comedy Club, the New York Comedy Club.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't know what to do.
Was I on stage?
No,
No. Was I begging to get on stage?
no.
Really?
Yeah, no, you weren't doing that.
It was regular Tuesday for Matt, actually.
No, I don't really want to say what. I don't even really remember what you were doing, to be honest with you. But
Okay.
it was you were
do?
someone. I do. Yes, I do. But someone was like, yeah, because I was like, what's up with this guy? And they were like, he's going through his thing, and then I just didn't really know what to do.
Yeah.
So like when you are in that state, like how for as a friend,
Yeah.
like how do I approach that?
Unfortunately,
Because I do love you.
I know.
You're a great guy.
I think you're okay. So
Thanks.
I like bipolar
you're
one,
of the
Matt.
best.
Knows best, actually.
Yeah, you like when I'm manic?
Oh, you're a good time. Going to a rave on a Wednesday. I like it.
I still don't really know the answer to that question, which seems crazy. I got diagnosed when I was 20 years old. You could alert my family, I think, would be the first step, but they probably already know because they're like very involved in my life. You could maybe just like keep an eye on me if you can, like, because I'm all over the place. Let's get out of here. Let's go to the next place. Let's go to the. But it would be helpful if you somehow convince me to stop drinking and drugging. But that's a very difficult thing to do.
Is it tough to talk to you when you're manic?
Oh yeah,
Like, like you're going through something, Matt. Like, you can't do that at all?
Oh
'Cause
yeah,
You'll be
I
like,
know.
no.
I feel fucking amazing. I don't know what you're talking about. I feel great. I feel better than ever. I'm on top of the world. It's like better than any drug I've ever done. It's like
So are you aware that you're in a manic state?
so not really. I it's hard to even understand what's happening because that's how much my brain is firing.
Wow.
And people around me have told me before, like, you're having an episode, and I will deny it to the grave. And then there have been times where, like, I'm like, yeah, I do feel really good, but, like, fuck it, man. The government doesn't want me to feel good. Like, you know, it gets, like, conspiracy.
Oh, now we're
theory.
talking. Yeah, that's what I like. Yeah, let's get
like-
deep into it.
You're rolling up some tinfoil into a
9/11 was an
fedora.
inside job.
Yeah, truly. Like,
Those towers never went down.
So that could be like you start getting conspiratorial,
not even conspiracy. Yeah, a little
like as a
conspiratorial.
notification to notification to other people.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Like big pharma just doesn't wants to feed drugs to everybody, and sure I'm bipolar, but like Albert Einstein, like, you know, Socrates was. I started comparing myself to like the great thinkers of all time.
Plato went to a rave on
Plato
a Tuesday.
never slept. Plato literally never slept.
That's why he was at the raves.
Plato used to sleep with a metal ball in his hand, and until when the metal ball dropped, that's when he would wake up. He would only sleep for 20 minutes a day. Like, really, it gets like.
Yeah. So you've done your research, is what?
Oh yeah.
Once I would say this one time we were at New York Comedy Club and Sam Darnold was in the audience,
Yeah.
the former Jets quarterback, and Matt went on stage and crushed
Thank you.
for Sam Darnold. And then at the end, he came in and he was very close to being pals with Sam Darnold because he's like,
he
Sam, let's
follows me
go
on
out.
Instagram.
Let's go out. And
Were
party."
you on an episode
I was
then?
having an episode.
Oh, wow.
I know I was having an episode because I decided to go on stage with Anthony Kapfer. I don't know if you
Yep.
remember.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. And we did a duo act, and it went really well. We both had a great time, but I was not well. And I get off stage, and I'm at the bar ripping shots or whatever the fuck I was doing, and I look to my right, and I go, "Are you fucking Sam Darnold, bro?" And he goes, yeah, I am. And I'm a huge Jets fan, so I lost my mind. I was wearing a chain.
He's like, Sammy Darnold.
Sammy Darnold. This is crazy. Yeah. And
Sam
so-
Darnold loved him too. He's kept talking to him the whole time.
Follow me on Instagram. Wishes me happy birthday every year. The guy's a doll. The guy's a sweetheart.
Guys,
Just kept throwing to the wrong team. That's what he did.
Yeah.
So a Manic episode changed your life at least once in a positive way.
yeah, there
Or
was
did you
a
go to, like,
positive
party
light.
with him that night? And his girlfriend.
I was begging him. I was like, come out with me. And he looked at his girlfriend. She was like, she knew. She knew. She works at the hospital.
He was this close to season tickets. He was this close.
I know. Good guy. We talked football, and I remember when he got traded or whatever.
Traded,
Yeah, he got traded, yeah.
Went to Carolina. I was like, I DM'd him. I was like, make us regret this.
Oh, did he respond?
Yeah, he was like, I don't think he responded to that one. It might have been a little too
Because you ended it with, "You pussy traitor."
Too soon. he didn't even know yet.
Sam's like, I like bipolar 1, Matt, actually. So,
Your new clip's not so good.
yeah.
Get that manic comedy up there.
You have been to what do you call it? Like, is there a
I've
politically
been-
correct term for it? Psych ward.
Psychiatric ward? Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not the. You can't call it the loony bin or whatever. Obviously
can.
not. I'm not. But
you did.
I mean, yeah, I did.
Sounds like you just did.
I mean, that's what
But
they
you're
call
going the
it.
next.
I'm not too far off, but yeah. So you've been
I've
there.
been hospitalized, I think, 6 times in my life.
And they're-
since 20.
And they ain't treating people phenomenal there.
No. I've been to wildly underfunded city hospitals in like Elmhurst, Queens, where it's like, man, 5 people in a room, like it's bad.
That can't be good for mental health.
No, I mean, I always say that, take a normal person, put them in there for a couple weeks, they'll come out fucking.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's like prison, It's you can't go out, but even in prison you can go outside, and even in prison you can smoke, and you can't do either of those things. And there's not like in prison, like I am comparing prison and a psych ward because I've never been to prison, but it's a scary fucking place, man. It's.
Do you guys like
rough.
talk like? Have you heard the stories of you going to prison? Like, what are you in for? Do you do that to the guys?
Yeah. What are you in for is a big question.
Skits? Like, I'm a schizophrenic. Like, I'm bipolar. All right, nice
yeah.
to meet you.
Yeah. There's.
I thought you were talking about like putting on plays.
Yeah.
I mean, those people should be in there anyway. So let's talk about it.
Talent show?
You're doing a yes and. I'm in here for Manic and I'm on the moon.
Yeah,
Really?
what are you in for? And I've heard stories that I'll never know if they were true or not. 'cause
Yeah.
in the moment I go, holy shit, that's the craziest story I ever heard. And then a couple weeks later, when I'm back on that outside, I'm like, yeah, that was probably not true.
Yeah. It was a fabricated story.
Fabricated.
That guy was not the president. It's ridiculous right now.
I was
Come
not
on.
in there with Obama.
Are there people in straitjackets?
I've never seen anybody in a straitjacket. I have seen people like held down and put into rooms where like padded rooms.
I've talked to you about this. There's a thing called the booty juice.
Booty juice.
Booty juice puts
Yeah.
you right out.
Right
and
out.
you've gotten a couple times.
I've gotten the booty juice.
You've gotten the booty juice?
Yeah. It's like
It knocks you out.
knocks you out. Yeah.
Sounds like a website I subscribe to.
The booty juice, THA.
That's right, yeah.
They call it the booty juice, like the
The patients.
The patients, that's what I meant. That's what I meant.
Yeah. I don't know what it's actually called. It's probably amoxicillin.
Yeah.
whatever. And it's a very powerful drug that they shoot in your ass, and you wake up a day later, and you are like, well, what
A
happened?
day?
It feels like a day.
How
I don't
long are you
know,
usually out
12
for?
hours,
12 hours?
13 hours.
They come and they poke you in the ass and you're toast.
They hold you down and shoot you in the butt.
How long until you're out?
It's hard to say. It felt like immediately, but who knows? Who knows?
Does it Do you have like
It's
the bigger
called-
the ass, the more juice? Would Scopo need a couple
Yeah,
doses?
I would probably need 3 or
Yeah.
4 shots. Yeah. This is
the alarm for Scopo, they need a couple.
it's like in Jaws with the barrels under the water. You know, it's for me. It's like that's 4 shots in him. I can't take him down.
It's called Haldol.
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 Yeah,
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's apparently like people have been using it for very
Recreation.
wrong things. Yeah.
It seems like the approach is not to help people that when they go in there though.
That's the goal.
But it doesn't seem
but
that way
when
right now.
You're underfunded and no one really wants to work there, and
That's what I think is like one of the big things. It's like you can fund it all you want, but who's I don't know. That's a weird middle ground of like give it all the money, but then you still have to find people that are willing to work with with mental disorder, you know,
Yeah.
and people, and because you still need people cleaning the place, like all that are low wage
It
workers.
feels like they were all punished, and that's why they work there.
Yeah.
It really, that's the vibe everyone gives off. Is like, I can't believe I'm still in the psych ward. You know, when am I going to get out of the psych ward and make it to a normal
Yeah.
ward? It really just like, I've seen people say horrible shit and
Yeah.
just treat people poorly, and they're not educated enough on certain conditions to like understand, like people laughing at people, like really.
Oh wow.
You think nurses laughing at patients?
Yeah.
That's bad.
Do you
Yeah.
know,
That's
like,
crazy, actually.
have you gone in on your own accord?
Never.
Ever?
Never.
Who puts you? How does that like? There's 5150s, or is that like a? That's the only thing I know about like going into some sort of like
What's a 5150?
a 5150 is where I believe you're checking yourself in versus
Never.
like different. There's,
I've never.
yeah.
I've
when
never
he's,
checked myself.
you told me when you go through like you're manic, you don't even know you're manic, so you're thinking you're the greatest person ever.
Yeah.
So you're like, I don't need this.
But who
place.
puts you in? Like, how have you gone in?
Usually my family will call the police or an ambulance or
Do
something.
they arrest you? Is it like that's
I'm in handcuffs, but I don't go to the precinct. I go to the hospital.
handcuffs for your own protection
for safety,
and for
yeah.
their safety?
And one time a cop almost broke my arm in an ambulance. I said some smart shit to him, and he grabbed me, and I really thought he broke my arm. And then I got to the hospital. I think, hey, my arm's broken. They're like, you're fine. And it wasn't broken, but it was like all fucked up and bruised. And
Jesus.
yeah, that's what I mean about people just like not having the tools to understand that.
A cop should not be called.
It was just
Yeah,
me and
I'm
the cop
sure there's
in the back.
instances where a police officer would be necessary.
Yeah.
You see that guy in Philly not too long ago he was having a mental break and he was in the street with his ripping his shirt off, and then cops come everywhere pulling their guns on him. Like, someone just needs to talk to this guy and talk him
that's
down.
not little. Like he's not. I don't know if like a person at a psych ward can handle him like by himself. Like so they might need
Well,
officers to do the
I understand the
job.
cop coming, but the cop should also understand that I'm having a mental episode, and I'm,
But to his point, it's like, how is he supposed back to the original point, people aren't aspiring. I don't know people that when I was small in my teens, when we were in school, that were
when I
aspiring.
grow up, I want to work in a psych ward.
I want to help the mentally people who are going through it, bipolar
and there
people.
are saints. There are wonderful people that I've met in the psych ward. This
absolutely.
one guy, I mean,
For sure.
I'll never be able to find him, but has literally talked me off an edge. Like the guy was just an incredible. He loved his job and he wanted to help me, and he did in major ways. So there are people like that.
Can I ask what? So we're talking about funding, and I think
Yeah.
that that's obviously an important thing. But I obviously have no idea if you were in charge of funding, and you were given the amount of money needed for mental health. Let's just say in general.
Yeah.
What's like the top 2 or 3 things you go? We need to. These are the things that you think, and obviously just from your perspective, need to be fixed in the system to get us to a better place as a people.
Sure, you got to be able to go outside.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
mean,
Wow.
Safely.
Wow.
Safely somehow figure out, build a fucking whatever you need to build, but people need to go outside. You can't be inside for 20
So you're inside. You're inside a month basically.
Yeah.
Just a month straight of inside.
Yes.
What's the reasoning for them not allowing you to go outside? Where are you guys gonna go? Oh, need
They think
fucking
they're gonna
caterpillars?
escape, maybe escape.
Escaping. I'm
But-
sure it's a safety issue. I'm sure there's all sorts of lawsuits. I'm sure
But prisoners
that,
go outside, so
Even
I don't-
what I'm
solitary
saying.
confinement, and like baby
insane.
murderers get to go into a cage that has clean air.
That's what I'm saying.
I was watching
That's
Dateline. A guy got an Xbox. He
Did they
killed his
ever-
whole family.
Did they ever explain to you why they won't let you
what the
outside?
hell's going on?
At one hospital, which was much nicer than the other ones, they were like, it's under construction. And I was like,
Cool. Do you need help?
Yeah.
Can I get out there and mow the like?
Give me a fucking
I'm
drill.
in the union, so I can do this for you. No problem.
My dad's Croatian. Look.
The under like some things that are again like Mike said, what would you do? But are there other countries that that excel in helping people more than this?
I'm sure, like, off the top of my head, have done no research.
Okay.
Like Sweden and Norway.
That's what I was thinking.
Are probably like worlds ahead of us.
There's just because there's less people and they can fund it.
Yeah.
That's the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Also, like I think the mentality though, like again, it goes back to what Matt's saying. Is like no one aspires to do that. Here in North America, it's like money, and it's less about let's help
Social
people.
work, yeah.
Socially, they are very much ahead of us. Those countries, Scandinavia and stuff, like they sort of want to help people. Like
We make good money doing it, probably. We make decent
it's
living.
never about money, is what I'm trying to say. Like they don't make money there. Like after they hit
There is
100,000.
money, though, in mental illness.
Yeah, there's money.
But there's
yeah.
in America, it's just like prisons. I believe it's like most prisons
Privately
are
owned.
privately owned, and
Yeah.
it's a for-profit industry, which
and
is
those
just
places must make fucking crazy money.
They do.
Like the
Be-
rehabilitation centers.
Do you know who owns a bunch of them? The Bushes.
Yeah, I
They
believe
own
it.
a lot of prisons.
Not just prisons. I'm talking
Yeah,
about like
mental-
wards,
Yeah, and all
private
that shit.
mental
Yeah, yeah.
wards.
They
I
own
mean,
those too.
because
Yeah.
they're also all about just cutting cost revenue. So like the food sucks,
The food is
care
awful.
sucks, the
food
cleaning
is
sucks.
Awful.
Yeah,
you get
yeah,
to
yeah.
pet horses and like.
You do?
I mean, in some of them I've heard. I don't know.
So
You have never pet a pony?
No.
No.
so
I've never
outs-
even been outside.
Ah, it's tough. Yeah.
So in some,
Then
you're
I'm bringing
not.
a horse down the hallway. Like everyone, stick your hand out your cage.
If I want to hit the horse and go run, I bet $10 on you.
Wait a minute. In some of these,
Please, I touched his mane.
Wait a
And you're
minute.
like, I think I'm better now.
in some of these, you're not allowed to go outside, and then in the private ones, they got a full petting zoo.
In the private ones, they have land and lakes, and you do yoga and.
Oh, wow, that's
you know.
crazy.
And I've been to a nice one. I've been to a nice one upstate, like Long Island, whatever. And that was my first experience. It was in Long Island. It happened closer to my dad's house, and the place was beautiful. I had no concept of what I was ahead in store for me, because then I went to East Elmhurst Hospital, and
The worst of the Elmhursts, by the way. Not a good Elmhurst.
I'm
It might
sure
not be
West
called
is in
East Elmhurst
paradise.
Hospital. I think it's Elmhurst Hospital.
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
whatever it is. I mean, this is just a horribly funded hospital, and it was, like I said, 5 people to a room, no sort of smoking cessation. At the first one, they had like Juuls before Juuls even came out, and like, you know, I don't know. I know that's like a small thing, but like you feel like a human.
Yeah.
when
Do
you
you're
ever-
allowed
you
to
don't feel like an
puff
animal.
something. Yes.
Do
Yeah,
you ever
yeah.
feel not safe in there with other prisoners?
100%.
Yeah?
Yeah. Oh my
Didn't
God.
you tell me one time some guy pooed?
Yeah. Some guy
Took a shit?
Took a shit,
Was it Amber Heard?
and then
Way to be topical.
There you go, huh? That's going to be a clip.
yeah, started screaming that he was HIV positive, and I don't know, you know, if he was or not, but I was just like, I was nervous. He was screaming and throwing things, and like, there was shit in the room, and I was like, I don't know if something needs to happen. This is very bad. And like they were taking their time, like coming to our room. It was awful.
The man shit in the room.
The man took a shit in the room and then started screaming that he was HIV positive, and like I didn't know what the correlation was.
But think about the causation,
your own
the cause
room?
and effect
Yeah.
of that is like they're underfunded. So it's all these people per room. This guy's obviously having a problem or
Yeah.
has a problem, so he's taking his shit everywhere and screaming all kinds of stuff. But then you got these underpaid staffers that are going to have to then.
They don't
I
care.
have to go run and clean up the shit. Like I'm gonna walk.
Yeah.
I'm not
It's
I'm not
HIV.
rushing to clean up AIDS shit.
Yeah,
you know,
HIV
like and
positive
then,
poop.
so it's like
And
it just seems like so much stuff compounding on itself that makes it such a broken system that it's like, and what a biz- like I never would have guessed that you would have said let me outdoors. If you have all the money to fix the mental health system,
Yeah.
and your first priority is let me outside.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy,
so
man.
simple.
That is so easy,
There's
man.
more. There's more.
Oh no! I don't want. I want to hear more.
he's
But
not
like,
just-
it just
Yeah,
Not just
yeah,
seeing
yeah.
the sun going, I'm healed.
It blows
Is
my
that
mind.
vitamin D? Let me back in society. Yeah. No, I
truly-
understand for sure.
my wig fell off when you said that. I was just like,
Yeah,
that's it?
Yeah,
Like that's the top of your list. That's so crazy.
Also, I've only been hospitalized in New York. Maybe in other states you are allowed to go outside. You know, I know there's not a lot of real estate in New York.
it
so
sounds
I
like
don't-
you're being locked up in Gotham.
Yeah.
Like in like the dregs
Arkham
of
Asylum
like
or whatever.
in
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
Arkham. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get why Batman has so many enemies then.
Yeah.
Are
What?
you a supervillain? Can I ask that?
When I'm manic, yes.
Wow.
Not really. But yeah, one hospital, there was a roof, and they let us play basketball on the roof, which seemed insane to bring a bunch of depressed manic
on a
people
roof.
up to a roof.
You're on the
But
roof being like, guys, this is crazy.
Yeah.
We're crazy.
There was
but
obviously-
this is crazy.
That's the nudge. That's the nudge. Here you go, guys.
It was gated off, but I was still like, you know,
You could, if
Keep
you
an eye-
wanted to.
keep an
you-
eye on Mary over there.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
looking a little slumpy.
Yeah, she missed the last 4 shots. She's not doing well.
She airballs one more shot, and she's taking a tumble. Poor thing. No, but that's crazy, bro.
Yeah, I forget which hospital that was. They all sort of blend together, and I'm also not in the most. You black out when you're manic, and like I have memory issues.
So you don't remember like weeks at a time.
I don't know if it's weeks at a time. It's like a
Splotchy?
couple days here and there. People will tell me stuff to this day, like, "Hey, man, you remember that time?" And I'm like, "Who are you? When did that happen?
Wow.
Wow.
What are we even saying?"
Are you? What would be the next thing? Just out of curiosity, let's just stick to 2. I'm just curious, like,
No more age shit.
because this is
more
what
shit, which
should be
is huge.
happening is the asking the patients, the people that
Yes.
are out. Like you're not in a manic state, so you like this is a respectful. Obviously, like you
Yeah.
know what you're talking.
Yeah, they don't do a
about.
Delta survey with them after.
Yeah.
Like,
How was your experience at the
It's like
asylum,
500.
Matthew? Was it good? 1 to 5.
Did you like 500 bonus nights at our upstate
Frequent
facility?
flyer miles.
Frequent crier miles.
I was trying.
We're having good. We're having a good
I
time.
was trying so hard, I couldn't do it. Some sort of this goes with going outside, but like the cigarettes thing is important when you're having the worst week of your life and coming off nicotine withdrawal. It compounds in a way that
Yeah, you like a nice parliament
yeah,
to help you
yeah,
out a little bit.
yeah. Maybe a little Camel Crush.
Camel Crush. That's what I smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah, so some sort of smoking cessation thing needs to happen, whether it's a patch or gum or something. They got to help people out with that because it's too much.
Do they
Yeah.
not want them to do it because like they're afraid they'll burn themselves or?
Well, I think nicotine is very bad for you, and like smoking exacerbates mania in some.
Does it?
I don't know the science behind it, but like they're trying to get you off cigarettes pretty much as soon as you get in there because smoking in general is bad for your mental
I mean, they're really going cold turkey. You're like,
That's what
you got
I'm
to ease
saying.
me in a little bit.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
Yeah.
You can't just go cold turkey.
Yeah.
When
One time they
someone's-
gave me a nicotine patch, didn't tell me you can't sleep with it. I had the craziest, most fucked up dreams of my entire life, dude.
You slept with a nicotine patch?
Yeah, I didn't know you weren't supposed to do that.
I didn't know it either, but I just assumed that you're not supposed to.
Wild dreams.
What was it about?
I don't even remember, but I woke up just like cold sweat, like freaking out. Like it was
Even like methadone clinics, they give you the drug. They like wean you off
Yeah,
the
yeah,
drug
yeah.
with
Yeah.
the drug. Like you'd think they'd give you a patch or something,
yeah,
or even like a fake cigarettes, like those
fake.
roads, like those movie cigarettes, just to give you that like
something.
that
It-
thing.
It's divided, male and female, obviously, or is it mixed? It's mixed.
Yeah.
They're having dance recitals.
They're on the other side of the floor, but it's mixed.
So like when you eat and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So at
No,
night.
actually,
I would think that's not safe. I would assume if a person was
no,
manic.
it depends which hospital.
Okay.
One was by sex, for sure. I remember that. But another time, there was a woman that had just given birth that came to the psych ward. And it's not funny, but she wanted to rap because we were all rapping because that's something that I do when I'm manic. And she said,
You do well.
thank you.
Yeah, you do well.
She said, I'm bipolar with a baby stroller. And we lost it.
That's a hot bar. That's a bar, dude.
Everybody from the 313, put your motherfucking hands up and follow me.
Everyone from Sector 3.
Yo, that's pretty incredible.
Yeah, she just hopped in the cipher and she goes, "Oh, I rap too. I'm bipolar with a baby stroller." We were like,
So again, like, it's not like
There
a
are men and
prison.
women, but
okay.
they're on the
like
other
a co-ed.
There's like a hallway in this particular psych ward. There was a hallway that divided the men and the women, and they're very. There's a lot of people that work there to make sure no extracurricular activities. I remember one kid telling me that he was having sex with one of the women in the psych ward, and I'll never know if he was telling the truth or not. But
So they got dick monitors to make sure that your cock stays in its pants, but God forbid you touch grass.
Yes.
You know, we can staff this with enough people to make sure people aren't fucking. But
I
if
don't
you
think they
see if
did-
you
they did
touch a
staff it
leaf,
enough.
you're out.
yeah, you're out of here.
Yeah.
Vitamin D.
Are there?
What's that feeling like when you leave for the first time? Like, can you recall when you get outside? Like, what is that like?
The Shawshank Redemption. Looks up.
So a couple times I've still been manic when they let me go because they're just like, we can't have.
There's
you manic.
processing, yeah.
They're you're gonna come down from this. We're medicating you. You're not as bad as you were. And I mean, the first thing I do is have a cigarette, obviously.
Something
they
normal, obviously. He's not going to go and do a backflip and click his heels. They're going to be like,
I
yeah,
would
let's get
if
this
I
back.
could.
Let's get
I
this guy
would
back
if I
in here.
could, but
Yeah.
you literally kiss the ground. You're so grateful.
Yeah.
It's like a humbling roller coaster of emotions where you're just like, oh, I'm out. It's like, man, that was fucking crazy. Other times you crash after these manic episodes.
Sure.
So other times I've just been like, whatever, fucking
And you just go home. They're just like,
kill
here's
me. Yeah.
here's
take
the
me.
street.
Oh,
Here's a bus
No,
ticket.
my,
Like,
my parents picked me
Oh,
up
okay,
or
okay.
whatever, but
Are there like
But,
activities?
there's a lot of activities, you would call them. They're basically classes, and they're trying to get you back to normal. And the more that you go to the classes, the faster they let you out. I've learned this trick because
Veteran move. Yeah. Good veteran move by you.
it's showing.
Not
know?
your first rodeo, huh?
It's
you
showing,
have like specific high fives with all the guards every
Yeah,
time you
yeah,
come
yeah.
in. You're like, hey, we're back again. Pop, pop, boom.
Like
I'm only
Durant and
here
Kyrie.
2 weeks this time. Don't worry about it.
You're like the Fresh Prince and Carlton.
I kind of do run the joint. I know that's gonna sound insane, but my parents are always like, it's very weird. You go in, and the nurses, you make the nurses love you. I'm like, it's pulling people aside. Here's what you could do with your life, man. I'm manic.
You
know.
Gary V there?
I'm Gary Vee. I really am. You gotta do 6 TikToks a day. Get out of here.
You walk in, you see the first nurse, she's giving you your medicine. You're like, cool. What's your stance on NFTs? How many NFTs you buying? You involved in the metaverse? You involved in the metaverse?
I got a Bitcoin with your name on it when we get out of here.
So let me ask you, and thank you for opening up, by the
Yeah,
way,
of
because I've
course.
known you for a long time and I've never had this like deep of a conversation about this.
Maybe that's on you.
No.
Maybe. You're right. I guess I'm an asshole.
Me and him have, but apparently you're not.
And I don't want to like, I don't know. It's weird to like wonder what's going to, if like there's a trigger of not like to make you manic, but like,
Yeah.
are you scared that
Every
it's going to
day.
happen?
Every day. Yeah.
Really?
It's a very weird balance of I feel good, and then you go, oh fuck,
but I might.
I feel really good.
I feel too good.
Yeah, why do I feel so good?
Oh my god.
So
You have
almost
to,
like,
check yourself and go, oh, I feel good because the album's doing well, the reels are doing
Yeah.
good.
so you have to separate like the positivity in your life between am I manic or am I getting manic or am I actually just happy?
Yeah,
That's rough.
That's
rough to deal with.
rough.
Yeah.
yeah, very shitty, and
Well,
especially
man.
in this industry where you have to have like this confidence,
Yeah.
and this full steam ahead. Like I'm constantly checking myself. Like I wrote a song, and it's a comedy song. It's very stupid. I'm aware that it's stupid. I've been wanting to shoot the music video for 3 months, but like making music is a manic thing that I do.
It's like something that you recognize. You're like, when I make music, I'm crazy.
Yeah.
Or I'm going crazy.
Yeah.
So even though that you're fine, you that's that's wild.
It sucks.
Yeah, that's
I
wild.
have to constantly check my,
So you're hesitant to do that because you might feel that you're going manic.
It's also a seasonal thing. It happens like in the spring mostly. My manic episode.
Really?
Shit. We're close.
I'm not complaining about ragweed this week.
Yeah,
that's
my
for
eyes
sure.
I've been real. My sinus has been real draining, and I'm gonna every time I
you
blow my
have
nose, I'm
tears-
gonna be like, at least I'm going home tonight.
You have tears in your eyes. I'm getting booty juice in my ass. Calm down a little bit.
What's bothering you, pollen? Well, it's the booty juice for me.
Flonase, try a needle in your ass.
So you're medicated? I would imagine.
I am medicated.
And so
every night I take my medicine.
Is there like? Have you found out over the years? Is there like a thing that triggers you, or is there some sort of like event, activity, moon cycle? Like, is there something specific that you're like,
yeah,
this is what's going to do it?
The calendar, as weird as that sounds, has been in the past. Drugs and alcohol, huge trigger.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
getting sober was a huge life achievement and goal that I'm trying to maintain.
Congrats, bud.
Thank you.
How about
man.
gambling?
You know,
You're not
gambling.
manic.
No,
Don't
no,
worry
no,
about
no,
it.
no, no. I ask because I sometimes I message you
Yeah.
and I talk about gambling. I don't want to like message you and
No, I've never gambled because it ripped apart my family.
Thanks for the trigger, by the way.
yeah, sorry about that.
Jesus Christ, Pavone, God.
No.
Every time he texts about Croatia, he goes, "Oh, that's where my dad left."
No. I've never. I do spend money like an asshole though.
Okay.
I will go on shopping sprees and I will spend every dime that I have, and I will overdraft and get all my fucking credit cards like.
This is you as
That's
every
a-
day or
this is
manic?
But that's a
I mean,
great
I'm bad with money.
Yeah, of
That's
course.
a great excuse to not buy your girlfriend anything.
Hey, sorry, I know it's your birthday, but I'm manic as fuck.
You want a purse? You want me to go crazy? No.
The music thing is interesting too because we didn't talk about this up top. And Luke, I don't know if you know this, but you know the song "You Can Really Dance"? That's him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
no, it's
him.
not my voice.
It's him.
But that,
It
yeah,
was a song that I
Wow, you
created
can
with
really
the other
dance.
person.
yeah, and he's gotten no credit for it
I've gotten
because
zero credit
the guy
for it.
yanked it. The other piece of shit fucking dickhead that he did it with stole it all from him because you were in a manic state.
Well, yeah, I had a manic episode, and like he got sick of working with me. I've been through a lot of manic stuff, so I think this was the final straw. And he changed the password, which that's a fine thing to do when I'm manic. Who knows what I would have done
Sure.
with the account?
I would have done the
was
same.
uploading videos that maybe weren't up to the handsome dancer
You were,
level.
those
that-
sick beats that you had in your head?
Yeah,
you were putting those
exactly.
sick beats up there? You're like, it's going to fucking crush right now. I'm going to go viral again.
Exactly. Yeah. And then, so I understood that, but then I came out of the hospital, I got better, and I said, hey, man, I think we need to talk about money, and, you know, this thing has really taken off.
You've toured the world.
Yeah.
You've been brought to all over the world.
Singapore,
to, like,
Malaysia,
perform.
Taiwan.
Taiwan.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I mean, it's just so
So we made
crazy.
money off that. We did.
Good.
That was fine. And then he was like, hey, I want to like sort of make Handsome Dancer my own. Would I have your blessing to use it as myself? And I was like, no. What are you talking about? So then he was like, all right, here's what we'll do. I'll give you a certain number of money, and then I'll buy you out from the Handsome Dancer. But it was like a dismal amount of money. It was like half
compared to what was coming in.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, again. And then he just uploaded 2 videos that were just him on the Handsome Dancer channel. And I was like, what the fuck's going on, dude? Like, not emailing me back. I got a lawyer. It was a whole thing. Couldn't afford the lawyer. So I have someone helping me now. But he fucked over a lot of people, man. It was crazy.
If you want me to cut it out, me calling him a piece of shit, I will. But I also, you've told me,
didn't say
you've told me this before, and it
Yeah,
made me
yeah.
crazy to
Yeah,
think
it's
because
made a
that's
lot of
literally
people
still one of the most viewed songs on TikTok and all. It's like crazy how
Yeah,
much
Jennifer
that went.
Lopez is doing it.
Yeah.
Bruce Willis.
That's
fucking
that guy's
Ellen,
despicable.
It's crazy.
yeah.
Die Hard did it?
Bruce Willis.
Fucking Die Hard, man.
Yeah,
Die Hard, man.
Yeah, it's
Terry Crews.
sucks.
Yeah,
Like-
that's it's bizarre that I mean that's
So that just goes to show you how detrimental mental illness can be to a career, right? Like I was on
because you didn't
set-
do anything to him though. You
I mean,
didn't
I
do
was-
anything necessarily like
He was manic for like 3
yeah,
months.
yeah,
I was
but like
manic for 3
still,
months,
just
man.
being in a manic state made somebody not trust you enough to ruin a friendship and a business relationship
15
with you.
years, yeah.
Yeah.
And like, you know, even if I'm sure I was detrimental to the business of Handsome Dancer. I was running around. I mean, season 2 of Joking Off, I was in a full blown manic episode. I was on set doing all sorts of dumb shit. Like, it was. I could understand him saying, "I don't want to work with you anymore," but you can't say, "I don't want to work with you anymore," and I'm not going to pay.
And
you
I'm gonna
for the
screw you.
Stuff
Yeah.
that we already did.
yeah, that's
He should have manned up and just give you whatever it's
Yeah.
worth.
Yeah, and said, "Okay,
Well, if there's any pro bono entertainment lawyers that want to
my
take
buddy
on some
is,
work, you
is
know,
helping
okay,
me out."
cool.
Yeah, but I mean, if anybody else, wants to,
I got a couple guys to go see him.
He's a trash can. He's a loser. But when you are in your manic episodes and when you come out of the the hospital and stuff.
Yeah.
How are your friends from Queens? How do they? Because I know them a little bit, but they're the bravado and the New York is there, right?
Yeah.
But does that all go away and they like?
They're the most supportive group of dudes. I mean,
Because they don't want to go.
we don't like talk about it really, but they're
Do you
like,
wish
"Hey,
they
remember
did
that?"
though?
No, I don't need everybody to understand it, or I don't need everybody to like feel
Like talk to you like, you okay? You
yeah,
good?
yeah. I don't.
You all right?"
Those are my guys that like we go out, we have a good time, we go to a Yankee game, we play in a touch football league. Like everybody's relationship with me doesn't need to be like.
Yeah.
You okay
Am I
today?
making sense?
You okay
Yeah,
today?
yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
So they've been amazing. I mean, I've had bikes stolen from friends because I rode their bike and just left it in front of a bar. Like, I've done all sorts of shit to those guys, and they're still homies and still down to ride.
That's great.
And yeah.
So what can you, and again, always from your perspective, but what can
Yeah.
somebody do if they have a friend, a family, something that is bipolar 1, manic? What could they do to support them
Yeah.
as best they possibly can? Like, if you could pick like 1 or 2 things, like just do this and this.
Get them to take their medicine. We're very defensive when it comes
Isn't
to
you like,
take-
you're not creative when you're on it? Something like that?
I luckily have found a combination that I still feel okay
Yeah.
creatively, and I'm not manic. You know, it took me 10 years to concoct whatever thing with my psychiatrist.
Why would you specifically and people in general just be hesitant to take it? Like, why? What would it do? What
it
would
does
be
sort of
like?
numb you. a
My
little
my
bit.
friend's a school psychologist. She has a lot of bipolar kids. She's like,
Yeah.
they don't want to take because they don't feel creative on it. So
Yeah,
like
but
they'll just stop taking it and like they'll go crazy, but like they'll feel better that they're doing stuff.
Creative is
Not the word.
it is the word that people use, but it's false confidence. That's what mania is, right? It's delusions of grandeur. So when you feel delusions of grandeur, you think your stuff is better than it is. So you think you're being creative, but really you're not putting out good shit.
It's dog
But-
shit.
Yeah, for me personally.
Did you ever write jokes on when you were manic and
Oh,
like
yeah,
it's gonna
I mean-
kill and then you come back like wow.
I mean, I've killed on stage when I'm manic because I have no filter. I'm off the
No
cuff,
fear, confidence, yeah.
confidence out the ass. So I'm not saying that you can't do good work when you're manic. I'm saying this idea of like it numbs my creativity. I think what it numbs is your willingness to
Perception?
be creative.
Okay.
You know, it numbs
Interesting,
your
yeah.
bravado and every idea you think is good. So you're being more productive. I don't know if you're being more creative. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've what we could talk about the person off air, but there's a very famous comedian that I've heard is manic 24 hours a day. For
I'm not
years.
manic, bro. I'm good.
No, I said a very famous comedian.
No, oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I said very famous, and I said comedian.
There you go. Come on, we're good. We're having fun here.
So make sure they take their medicine, and then
Try and get them to
try
take their
to,
medicine.
and then what about
Get them
is-
sober if you can.
Yeah.
Don't do drugs with your bipolar friends. I mean, even like weed, it's not good for us. It's
Yeah.
just some people swear by it. Some people say that's their medicine, but
Yeah.
for me, I mean, it gave me anxiety. It just fucked me up, and I was dependent on it for a long time, and it didn't make me feel good. And I was still smoking every day, and I was like, "What am I doing?"
yeah.
That's like weird behavior.
Yeah.
Like at least if you're getting high and having a good time, all the power to you. But I was having a miserable time,
And you were high.
and then right after I was high, I would be like, "Okay, I'm gonna smoke again,"
Yeah.
and I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
So destructive.
Yeah.
It also feels like, and I get just from this conversation that like when they're not manic, talk to them,
Talk
have
to them.
open dialogue, because
Set
this is
up
the
a
type of
plan.
stuff that I don't think that you'd be able to communicate.
That's a big point.
when
Set up
you're
a plan.
manic.
Set up a plan is big.
when
yeah.
you're not manic, when they're not
When your
manic, because
baseline-
that's when they're gonna be like, I mean, perfectly capable of having a conversation about this,
Yeah.
that they know what they can do to
Yeah,
help them
yeah.
specifically.
Do you have a plan set up with your
Yeah,
family?
I have a plan set up. I have a couple things in place. I've written a couple letters to close friends and family where I say, "Hey, this is Matt Pavich in his stable state of mind. If you're ever given this letter, you have to go to the hospital because you told everyone that you would, and you're not going to want to go to the hospital right now. But if someone hands you this letter, it's time to go to the hospital.
It's a contract.
to
It's a
you?
contract.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought you were saying that you have like they sent to them like I'm sorry if I'm being a dick, but you're
No, I wrote it.
wow to yourself.
Oh,
and then
you
they
wrote it
have
to. Okay, I was confused
Sorry.
too.
No,
No,
you were
no.
saying it right. I was just misinterpreting
thought
it.
so-
But that
I
is
thought
I got it right away. I don't know what's wrong with you two.
We know who the brains of the podcast is.
Yeah.
It's Scopo. Everybody does. Yeah.
Trouble. You're in trouble.
Scopo keeps getting letters from himself.
Every day. Every day. That's not my penmanship. Stay out of here.
Well, Matt, thank you. We're going to wrap this up, but we
Yeah,
do this
of
thing at the
course.
end. We ask some questions because I feel like we've been very like this has been a very revealing conversation. But
Yeah.
because of the idea of the show is to be a little bit more vulnerable, open type of things, we have a couple of questions we like to ask our guests. Feel free not to answer them. To pass if you want.
Sure.
I think he's going to answer
I
him
think you're going to answer
after this
No, just say
episode.
it.
I think he's
And
well on his
before
way
we
to
do the
answering them
questions
all.
thing,
Yeah.
I mean, I am open and honest with this shit because I just want to normalize it a little bit.
Yeah,
and
no,
just
absolutely.
Have friends, have conversations with their bipolar friends, and fucking do that. Like,
It's
do
more.
this.
It's more common than society thinks.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. And the number of people that are undiagnosed and like, yeah. So I'm not trying to be like a hero or anything.
No. You are for doing that, for like being. No. I mean, you don't want to say that, but like
Yeah.
it's obviously heroic is a little bit of a tough word, but like
Sure.
it's fucking cool that you're like this open and willing to be open
And I'm
about it.
not
And I'd love to
doing
do a
it-
part 2 of this too, by the way, because I
Yeah.
don't think we've even scratched the surface on this.
Whenever you guys want. I am doing this to help, not to fucking.
It's not for you. It's not for. It
It's-
is for you a little bit, of
It's
course,
for me.
but
It feels good and it feels nice
Yeah.
to get DMs. Hey, I'm bipolar. Too.
Yeah.
Help me get back on my meds, things like that. But that is the fucking. Everyone should be talking about this shit.
Yeah. And well, we'll put some. Maybe we'll talk later and get some like if you have some like videos or something that
Websites,
like are night that
anything.
you enjoy. We can tag us. I'm sure there's a lot of people that'll be listening that like could send this to somebody to find helpful to hear somebody talking openly about it.
For sure.
And also having a good time. Like we're
yeah.
having a goof. We're having a fun time while
Yeah.
we're talking about this, which I think could be super helpful for somebody who's like in the shit with this type of
I
thing.
agree. Yeah.
So that's really cool.
Yeah, there's so many different layers to mental health too, because there's people are under the assumption that if you are rich or you're successful, it shouldn't affect you.
Right.
Mental problems, like there's a lot of athletes that have come forward and said, I have
Kanye West. Everyone gives the guy
Kanye
crazy.
West.
They call him crazy.
Yeah,
but
they
it's
call-
like maybe he's bipolar. You know?
He's bipolar.
Is he? Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know
Well,
that.
yeah, that's what they say, right?
Depends who you ask. But
Yeah,
I don't think
Depends
Pete
what
Davidson
month.
says he's bipolar.
but still, you know what I mean. Athletes have come forward and they were like, "Oh, buddy, you make $20 million shooting a basketball in the net. Go fuck yourself."
Right. But
It doesn't
that's
change
not-
anything
it's
when
not the
I'm
way it
manic,
works.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, first question. What would you consider one of the biggest regrets of your life, if you have any?
Oh shit. Going to Hofstra for that one semester that I did cost me like $30,000.
STD capital of the world.
Hofstra.
Yeah.
But that's
Interesting.
weird. With the way that this is going to sound stupid, but the way that they find that is the closest STD clinic to the school is how they find the school.
Did they
And
inflate the
Hofstra-
numbers?
No, but Hofstra's in a horrible part of town.
Yeah, no, I've been there.
Yeah.
Partied there a few times. I thought it was great.
Yeah. So the numbers are not as accurate as you think you are. But anyway, the reason I hesitated to say that was my biggest regret is because I have friends from there that are lifelong friends, and I love them to death, and I couldn't imagine my life without them. So maybe it's fucked up to say that I would have never met them but like taking out the loan was my biggest regret.
So it was a
Right, right, right.
financial.
Yeah, that 30 grand would have been nice to have in the pocket.
Yes.
30
Yeah.
grand for 1 year?
Well, this is what happened. I had my first manic episode before I was even diagnosed, and I took out a loan and spent the whole thing at bars.
Oh, you must have been so much fun, though.
Oh, it was really fun.
Yeah.
Oh, my
everyone
God.
loved you. Like, fucking Pavage is awesome.
Pavage is cool, man.
King
Why is
of
he paying for all
Hofstra
our
here.
drinks? This is crazy. He's got a pound of weed in his room. What's he doing?
You didn't drop 30 G's at
No, probably the school cost like 15, so I spent like $15,000
In a college town, that's tough to
in
do.
how, buddy?
I bought
They're
a
$2.
jacket. I went to Canada. That's the first thing I did. I bought a North Face jacket.
And when you bought a North Face jacket, and you're like, where do I
need
to wear
this?
this?
What's
Canada?
What is the coldest place I can go to right now?
To the tundra. Oh, don't tell me it took a dog sled there, bro. Take it easy.
This is the worst part about it. I bought like not the warm one. I bought like this cool like snowboarding one, and it's the stupidest purchase I ever made.
Do you still have the jacket?
I still have it.
Freezing
because
your
it
tits
reminds-
off.
That's a 30-grand jacket. He's not leaving that
I have
one.
it in my closet. Just it doesn't even like close anymore. The zipper's all fucked up. Just to remind me, like, never do that again. Which you can't. It's not even like I could if I wanted to.
That's so
I might go to
crazy.
jail because you're not supposed to spend your loan on that, but I did, and whatever. It's fucked. So that's my one regret.
All right.
I have many more regrets. I don't know why I said that was my one regret.
Well, do you have another one you want to share? That's good. We don't need another one.
Yeah, that's.
Do you? Okay. Do you ever think you want to have kids one day?
Yes, I do.
You have a kid, you never get to meet them. Let's say in a world, there's like,
mean-
you die the day they're born.
Jeez.
These are always so depressing.
I know. Can we get a little happier question?
Can he at least know the kid for 5 minutes?
Yeah.
I always ask.
Okay, let me rephrase the question.
Just hope the kid's not bipolar. How about I pass on that
If you
gene?
could only tell your future child one piece of advice,
Yeah.
if you only had the opportunity to give them one piece of advice,
Don't bet on the Jets.
Yeah, it's not bad.
what would it be?
I don't bet on the Jets. One piece of advice. Holy shit. That's so hard.
Buddy.
Be an accountant. Do not chase your dreams.
Stay safe, okay?
No,
Stay safe.
I probably, as much as we joke around, I probably would say, follow your passion, and you're gonna hate it sometimes, but like, it really is fun. What we do is so fucking goofy and dumb, and
Yeah.
it's crazy that
We're lucky.
We're so lucky.
Yeah, we're lucky.
that we're even allowed to like do the art of comedy, and then like at a level where like this is, you know what I mean? Like it's cool.
You could write this Uber off because it's what you do. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
That's crazy to me.
Talk shit to people who are paying to be
See
there.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty wild.
I wouldn't want them to do this because I know all the things I've sacrificed and relationships and all that, whatever. But my advice would be to follow your heart and do what makes you happy, because yeah, it's cool.
You open up the closet and you're like, don't buy that jacket either.
North Face is a
Do not
scam.
go to college, kids. I'm gonna say it and I'm gonna say it loud. College is a scam.
Stay away from I think he was going to say Hofstra.
I think it might have been heroin. No, definitely Hofstra. Matt Pavich, you're the best, man. Anything
Thank
you
you,
want to
man.
plug? What can we plug for
Yeah,
you?
Instagram, Matt Z Pavich.
Matt
yeah.
Z Pavich?
Yeah, my middle name's Zachary, and some fucking real estate guy took Matt Pavich.
Matt, the letter Z, Pavich.
What a
Crazy
douche.
guys.
Real estate.
Can you plug the second
Wednesdays at
time?
Bellevue.
Oh,
That's the name of my album.
Oh,
Slash
nice, nice.
Special. It's fully available on YouTube.
perfect.
Yeah, it's about.
Matty Reels, they call him.
And
Crushing on
it's
the reels.
really good. The
Plug the
reels are
next time
good.
you're going to come back on this podcast, because that it would be cool.
I would love to do a second one of these.
I feel like
'cause
it flew by.
I feel like we could do
Yeah.
we could talk. I mean, if you want to, like,
Whenever you guys want to have me.
Yeah.
I love you guys.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that'd be
best.
great. Yeah.
I lived in my fucking house. You know what I mean?
Dude, that was a manic episode for me.
Matt Pavich, everybody, check it. And unsubscribe to Handsome Dancer.
No. I still might win that case.
Oh yeah, okay. Keep going to it. Subscribe until
Run those numbers up.
maybe
Run
part
those
2 we'll
numbers.
have an update.
Comment though and say Matt's the best. Matt's
People
the best.
started doing that.
Start tagging
And he
your.
deletes them.
Oh, now he's just a nerd. He is
Now I'm
the
bummed out.
loser.
Thanks for listening, everybody. We got a Patreon coming out this week. Make sure you rate, review, subscribe on YouTube, all that stuff. Matt Pavich, you're the best. Thanks, buddy. What a time.